I'm a national triathlete from Singapore, and I'm going to review how strong I am on the bike. So this is what a 4 plus watts per kg 20-minute test looks like. This is not my personal best because I honestly did not plan for this at all. The reason why I'm touching the mouse here is because I have a television in front of me and I'm watching a YouTube video while riding. I think it definitely saves a lot of time because I can learn something while getting a workout in. Nowadays, I do all my cycling indoors except my commuting because I have already cycled almost everywhere in Singapore and the routes are almost always the same. Like Tanah Merah Coastal Road, East Coast Park, Nickel Highway, Mandai, Tuas, Sentosa. Yeah. And by the way, if you're interested to know my television setup for the bike, you can watch that video after this. I also wanted to find out how unfit I was because I really haven't been doing very quality bike workouts. For the past year, I have been focusing on my running and letting my cycling fitness take the back seat. And it worked. I got my 5k, 10 and half marathon personal best this year, all within 1 month actually. So I've just been doing one bike workout a week, but still trying to keep the overall bike mileage high around 7 hours a week. So this is the entire video of my 20-minute all-out attempt. So while I'm pushing, you can listen to me commentating. On the bottom left are my metrics. The top one is my average power, so my goal is to make this as high as possible. At the bottom left is my 3-second power and on the bottom right is the timer. As you can see, I'm recording the actual screen of my Garmin cycling computer using my phone on a tripod. For those who are not cyclists or new to cycling, a 20-minute all-out effort is called an FTP test, which stands for Functional Threshold Power. There are different types of tests like the 1-minute RAM test, 3-minute RAM test or the power profile test, and of course 1 hour all-out time trial. Actually, all these tests are meant to estimate the power you can hold for 1 hour. It's the industry standard for how strong a cyclist you are. For the first 5 minutes or so, my plan was to hover around 220 watts and slowly increase the power from there. By the way, I would say I'm one of the slower cyclists in the Singapore team, because when there's a triathlon race, my bike time will always be one of the slower ones. I think that's also cause I'm a weak swimmer, so I have less energy after the swim to cycle. So getting above 4 watts per kilo sounds pretty good, but even in local races, I'm not actually that competitive. Maybe cause I'm not aero enough. At this point, I couldn't concentrate on the YouTube video and took off my earmuffs and earbuds. All my mental energy was focused on putting power through the pedals. I'm also looking at my power and it's not going up at all. I'm already at my limit, so all I wanted to do was just to survive and try not to let the power drop. I remember I even considered to give up and drop the power. So that's how hard a 20-minute test can be, or it could be just that I'm unfit. Honestly, around the 10-minute mark, I already felt like giving up. I wanted to quit at 10 minutes and do the test another day. I asked myself if I could sustain this for another 10 minutes and my answer was no. But after 10 minutes, I went into the pain zone and just pushed through. I took this test on a normal training week on a rest day, so this gives you an idea of what my cycling fitness is when it's not peaking. But I thought since I did a really good bike workout just 2 days before, why not try a 20-minute test today? Today I'm doing a 20-minute test, but how does this estimate my 1 hour power? I have to take my 20-minute power and multiply it by 95% to get my 1 hour theoretical power. So that will be my FTP. But since bigger riders tend to push more power, we have to normalize the FTP by dividing it by the weight of the rider. So a small rider with less power than a bigger rider with more power can have a better power to weight ratio than the bigger rider. It's just like boxing where you have different weight classes. Anyway, at the end of the video, I weigh myself and show you my power to weight ratio and how this stacks up among other cyclists in the world. I'm looking down a lot, and you can't see it, but I'm actually closing my eyes and counting to 10, then look up to see how much time I have left to suffer. I'm going to use the result today as a benchmark for my upcoming training. Then after 3 months, I'll be doing the same test to see how much I improve or deprove. So if you're interested to follow along, subscribe to my channel. About 30 seconds remaining, I gave it a push to get my power as high as possible, doing about 260 to 270 watts here. Before we get into my results, this is the classification chart based on your power. Starting at the bottom, Cat 5 cyclists are the beginners, Cat 4 are above beginners, Cat 3 is where it starts to get fairly serious, Cat 2 riders are basically the strongest local to regional riders, Cat 1s are elite at the national team level, the pros are the ones at the Tour de France, and the GOATs are the one winning the Tour de France. So after today's test, where do I stand? I did 236 watts for the 20 minutes, so it's about 11 watts less than my personal best. So to get my functional threshold power, I need to take 95% of it, so it's 224 watts, and then divide it by my weight, which I measured after the test. So we get a power to weight ratio of 4.136 watts per kg. So that puts me well within the Cat 3 level. So definitely not a national cyclist level, but enough to be a national triathlete. So I still have a long way to improve.